On tonight's Wales at 6. Good evening. Vindictive, unforgiving and toxic. Just some of the words used to describe the culture in one of our top sporting organisations, the Welsh Rugby Union. Almost a year after allegations of sexism and misogyny were first exposed, an independent report has been published and it paints a picture of bullying and discrimination in the workplace, with employees giving their own damning evidence. Our sports reporter Matt is at the Principality Stadium for us tonight. Matt, new proposals to shake up council tax and redesign the current system in Wales have been announced by the Welsh Government today. A man has admitted killing a delivery driver who was allegedly hit with his own van. Now, the exact locations of 350 higher risk coal tips have been released to the public for the first time, 3 years after a landslide saw 60,000 tonnes of waste crashing down into the Rhondda Valley. Set up in the wake of that slip, the Coal Tips Safety Task Force has worked to assess the risk and maintain the safety of all disused coal tips. But people living in the shadow of those heaps of mining waste have told this programme they still live in daily fear. Now, next tonight, the number of people in Wales living with diabetes could boom over the next 10 years, with an extra 48,000 people likely to be diagnosed by 2035 if current health trends continue. That's according to a Public Health Wales report, which is warning that an increase like this would put significant additional pressure on the NHS. But the good news is that by making healthier choices, more than half of type 2 diabetes cases could be prevented. Our health reporter Katie Fenton has more. Still to come on the programme, lifting the lid on the... You're watching Wales at 6. The time is 18 minutes past 6. With a look at what's coming up on the ITV Evening News, here's Charlene. But before that, a special service of remembrance has taken place in Cardiff to remember those who died in war from Black, Asian and minority ethnic groups. The event began in 2019, but this year, for the first time, school children from multicultural communities in the capital city also took part. Our correspondent Hannah Thomas was there. What an insight to Rob there. Now, well, it's been a day of sunshine and showers, but what will tomorrow bring? Des Coleman has the forecast. And that's all we've got time for this evening. Thank you for watching. Richard Morgan will have your late update after the news at 10. But from all of us here for now, enjoy your evening. Bye-bye. For very uncomfortable reading. Where does...
you can see now, I think...
A dark day for the WRU. Matt, that report make the WRU go from here. But first, is the legacy of the pandemic still impacting on the education of young people? That's one of the suggestions being made to explain the sharp rise in the number of Welsh children being absent from school. Here's our national correspondent, Rob Osborne. Round to this.
Well, it goes back to the events after Storm Dennis back at the start of 2020, that gigantic tip above Tyler's Town partially collapsing, huge amount of waste that hit the valley floor there.
A lot of work going on behind the scenes. How significant really is this?
There was work happening beforehand, but that frequency has increased in recent years, and it's for the historic nature of the industry. The UK government says it's a...
Absolutely. Well, Mike, thanks very much for bringing us up to date.